In this unit, we're going to cover titling vehicles. We'll talk about dealer reassignments, how the purchaser selects county for registration, license plate transfers, foreign and imported vehicles, web dealer inspections, salvage titles, and nationwide motor vehicle bureaus. Let's talk about titling vehicles. When a dealer sells a vehicle to a retail purchaser on the lot, state law requires you to complete all documents necessary to title and register the vehicle in the customer's name. A dealer may be exempt from transferring title based on vehicle weight, and we'll talk about those exemptions here in just a moment. You'll also be required to file the paperwork with the appropriate county tax assessor collector's office within 30 days of the sale when the vehicle was paid for with cash or when the dealer is using a finance company. If the dealer is financing the vehicle, the dealer is required to file the paperwork with the appropriate county tax assessor collector's office within 45 days of the sale. If your customer goes to the assessor collector's office to transfer the title of a vehicle that was purchased by you as a licensed dealer, an official complaint will be filed with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles against your dealership, and you may face disciplinary action. You must complete all documents required to register and title most vehicles you sell on your lot to a retail customer. It is Texas state law. As you see here, there are a few exemptions when a dealer is not required to complete the documents that are required to register the vehicle, such as vehicles that have been declared a total loss, salvage and non-repairable vehicles, vehicles sold to out-of-state or foreign residents or other dealers, and vehicles over 11,000 pounds gross weight, and trailers and semi-trailers weighing 4,000 pounds or less. Next, I want to go over assigning titles. The state of Texas allows licensed motor vehicle dealers to do what is known as a reassignment of ownership. A dealer is allowed to purchase a vehicle from one person, then reassign the ownership of the vehicle to another person. You might think of this as flipping a vehicle for profit. A Texas dealer's license number is required on all assignments and reassignments of a motor vehicle title or a manufacturer's certificate of origin. A dealer that holds an independent GDN is never allowed to reassign a manufacturer's certificate of origin, or what's known as an MCO. An MCO is a document used to sell brand new vehicles. Only franchise dealers selling brand new vehicles are allowed to sell vehicles on an MCO. Even if you ever purchase a new vehicle from a franchisee on an MCO as a dealer, you would be required to title and register the vehicle before reselling, at which time it would no longer be new. At that time, even if it only had a couple of miles on it, it's still determined as used. A dealer is not required to title or register a used vehicle in the dealership's name before assigning the vehicle to the subsequent purchaser. However, if the dealer wants to register any vehicle, the dealer must file an application for Texas title. So, for example, if you purchase a vehicle at a dealer auction and you would like to use that vehicle as maybe like a towing vehicle, you would need to register, pay a sales tax, and title that vehicle. That's a service vehicle. When you're purchasing a vehicle to resell, whether you are purchasing it from an individual, directly from another dealer, or at a dealer auction, you must ensure that you're completing that title correctly. You know, you're always going to be in charge of the deal, so it's important that you know how to complete the title correctly, whether you're buying or selling the vehicle. You know, many dealers purchase all their vehicles from dealer auctions, and when you purchase a vehicle at a dealer auction, you're going to stand in a big long line after the sale at the dealer auction's title clerk desk, and the title clerk is going to direct you where to sign the title. Dealer auctions complete several thousands of titles on a weekly basis, and they'll easily show you how to complete any title before you leave the auction. Sometimes you're going to purchase a vehicle directly from an individual. You know, many dealers run advertisements to buy vehicles from individuals. You can never make a profit on selling vehicles until you purchase a vehicle to resell. So you're constantly searching for vehicles to purchase so you can resell that vehicle for a profit. If you're searching for vehicles to buy from individuals, maybe you're looking on eBay or Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or maybe your own local newspaper, you'll need to ensure the person selling the vehicle has the legal selling rights to the vehicle. When you locate a vehicle that you're interested in purchasing, you'll need to contact that individual that's selling the vehicle and ask the very important question. Is the title in your name? Contact that customer and ask them the very important question. is the title in your name. If the seller states the title is in their name, they normally have the legal selling rights. If the seller's name is on the title, then you can purchase that vehicle. However, many times the seller may state their name is not on the title. And they might say something like, no, the title's not in my name. I bought this vehicle for my neighbor a couple months ago. He signed the back of the title, and you could just come over here and buy it from me. The seller in possession of this is called an open title. This is called an open title. And the seller that's in possession of an open title is breaking the law in all 50 states. Think about this. The person attempting to sell you the vehicle has asked the previous owner to just sign the back of the title. They did not complete the purchaser's information. And here you see an example of what I'm talking about here. This is what we call an open title, okay, or a blank title. Let's go ahead and magnify this example so we can discuss the importance of identifying these illegal titles. Here you see where the previous seller was asked to print and sign their name. However, all the purchaser's information that you see there was left blank. Possession of this title is illegal. The person attempting to sell you this vehicle is basically acting, as a non-licensed person, illegally acting as a licensed dealer. This person has not completed the legal steps that you've completed in order to obtain a legal dealer's license. Not only is this transaction illegal, but why would a legally licensed dealer like you ever support the operations of an illegal, unlicensed person that's acting as a dealer? Step away from this transaction immediately. When purchasing a vehicle from an individual, be sure you are purchasing that vehicle from the person whose name is clearly printed on the front of the title. So once you've established the person selling the vehicle is the rightful owner, you're going to need to complete the first, what we call, assignment of ownership on the title. You are basically assigning ownership of a vehicle from the person selling the vehicle to your dealership. When a dealer purchases the vehicle to resell or takes a vehicle on trade, the dealership's name and address must be entered as the purchaser on the back of the title or on the dealer's reassignment form in the name of the purchaser section. The name you enter must match the name on your dealer's license exactly. Remember, the purchaser is always the person that is buying the vehicle, and obviously the seller is the person that is selling the vehicle. So here's an example of an assignment on the back of a Texas title. Excuse me. When you purchase a vehicle to resell, be sure to include the purchaser's name and address, the odometer reading, and whether the odometer is accurate. And if not, you would check the box there. Make sure and enter the date of the sale, signature of the seller, printed name of the seller, signature of the buyer, and printed name of the buyer. Be sure to complete the assignment in its entirety, so you can never leave any parts of this blank. Remember, that could be determined a blank title, so you want to make sure that you complete all of these sections correctly. And as a note, on the back of a Texas title, as you see there, it has 4 assignment boxes, which allow for dealer-to-dealer sales or for dealer-to-dealer reassignments, okay? The wholesale market in Texas is very strong. There's several occasions you might find a vehicle that's been bought and sold between several dealers before it goes finally to the retail customer. An example of this could be maybe one dealer purchases a vehicle from an individual and then maybe takes it straight to the dealer auction to sell the next week. Then another dealer realizes the prices at another dealer auction in another part of the city are a little higher, so they might purchase the vehicle from one dealer auction and just take it across town to another dealer auction to sell the following week. Another dealer might purchase that vehicle from that dealer auction and then sells it to a dealer across the street from their dealership. And then maybe that dealer sells it to another dealer in another state. So here you see examples of first, second, third reassignments on the back of a title, okay? And you'll always need to make sure that you fill out each form correctly. So here's the second example, as you can see here. The second reassignment, as you can see here. And then you have what's called the third reassignment. And here's the third assignment. And since all the spaces are completed, we often refer to this as a full title that no longer has any reassignment spaces available, okay? So it appears that you can no longer reassign this or sell it another time. But once you get your dealer's license, you're going to be able to use a very helpful form. Sometimes we call it the dealer reassignment form, but the official name is Form VTR-41-A. Once again, that's VTR-41-A. The dealer's reassignment of title motor vehicle form VTR-41-A is a secure document that you may not download from any website. The control number on VTR-41-A is always going to be located on the lower right of the form, and you must obtain this from a regional service center. If you do not know where your closest regional service center is, then you can just basically visit the following website there that you see, and there's a list of those there in your manual, and you can just jump right over there and click on your region. So just select the area of the state to find out the contact information for your regional service center. Okay, so a licensed dealer may use form VTR-41-A to assign a motor vehicle to a transferee, even when all the reassignments on the back of the title are not complete, including a Texas certificate of title. Form VTR-41-A may only be used after the dealer has obtained assignment of the vehicle from the owner listed on the front of the title. Once a dealer has completed an assignment on Form VTR-41-A, no further assignments can be made on that certificate of title or a certified copy of the title. When purchasing a vehicle from an individual to resell, you may only purchase the vehicle from the person whose name is obviously printed on the front of the title. The person whose name's on the front of the title is the only person that has legal permission to sell the vehicle when it's being sold from a person that does not have a dealer's license. If a licensed dealer's name is on the front of the title, the dealer may not use Form VTR-41-A to assign the motor vehicle to a transferee. In situations where a licensed dealer is the recorded owner on the face of the certificate of title, the licensed dealer must make assignment on the back of a certificate of title. So once again, I want to remind you, you may never use a VTR-41-A form if the dealership owner's name is listed on the front of the title. So there could be times where maybe you apply for a title in the dealership name because all the reassignment boxes were full or something like that. And in that case, your name would be on the front. Okay, so do please keep that in mind. A dealer making a reassignment on Form VTR-41-A when open reassignments are available on a certificate of title or an existing dealer assignment form, such as that form, must write in the next reassignment on, as you see there. And then also, they want you to put the control number down there at the very bottom right. The control number is printed in red ink, 8 digits, and it's always located in the lower right corner of Form VTR-41-A. So here you see an example of a title that has reassignments available, but the dealer has chosen to reassign the vehicle using Form VTR-41-A. Note the reassignment information in the second reassignment box, and don't forget to put your VTR number on there as well. That'll always be located at the lower right corner of that form. So do please keep that in mind. And also, anytime you purchase a vehicle to resell, you will need to obtain that vehicle inspection report, which is a VIR. A VIR can be obtained by any Texas Department of Public Safety inspection location. Any facility that offers safety inspections can easily provide a VIR. So remember, a vehicle inspection report is required on any vehicle that you purchase that has an out-of-state title. Very important information here for you. Purchaser must select county for vehicle to be registered. The purchaser of the vehicle that you just sold, is allowed to select one of 3 counties for the vehicle they have purchased from you to be registered in. The dealer is not allowed to make that decision. The purchaser must choose one of the following 3 county registration options. They'll either select the county where the sale took place, or the county in which the customer lives, or the county of the lien holder. I want to repeat that. 3 choices. They'll either choose to have the vehicle registered in the county where the sale took place, the county where the customer lives, or the county of the lien holder. The retail purchaser must designate one of 3 county options for the vehicle they have purchased from you to be registered. The dealer is required to have the purchaser complete a county of title issuance form VTR-136 and keep this form in your records. This form must be completed on all retail sales by the dealer when the vehicle is being titled in the state of Texas. The title transfer documents and fees must be sent to the county that is chosen by the purchaser. I want to repeat that very important statement. The title transfer documents and fees must be sent to the county that is chosen by the purchaser. This form is not submitted with other documentation that you're submitting to your own county tax assessor's collector assessor collector's office. The only exception to VTR 136 would be a vehicle that's declared a total loss, a salvage vehicle, a vehicle purchased by a person that lives in another country and is taking the vehicle out of the country immediately, vehicles sold to out-of-state dealers, vehicles sold to out-of-country dealers, and vehicles that weigh over 11,000 pounds, and trailers that weigh 4,000 pounds or less. Here you see Form VTR 136. When you're completing Form VTR 136, be sure to enter the information for the vehicle sold. Then only enter the county to be registered in at the time of the sale of the vehicle. Remember, the customer must choose the county for a registration. Never enter a county before the sale, since state law requires the purchaser to select the county of registration. Then have the purchaser sign and handprint their name, then date it. And in the rare scenario that county office is closed, the customer can choose an alternative county to have the vehicle registered. The dealer must sign and date this as well. Be sure to keep a copy of all documents that you've completed on every vehicle that you sell. You'll never have too much paperwork, and I always recommend making 2 copies of everything. 1 copy goes to the customer, and 1 copy is always going to go into the dealer records. Document, document, document. As I said, you will never have too much paperwork. License plate transfers. Licensed motor vehicle dealers may use Form VTR 904 to transfer license plates from a purchaser's Texas registered vehicle to a newly purchased used vehicle at the time of title application if it's allowed by law. The dealer is required to remove the plates and sticker on cars 6,000 pounds or less and light trucks 10,000 pounds or less at the time of trade-in or the dealer purchase. Let's talk about that again. The dealer is required to remove the plates and sticker on cars 6,000 pounds or less and light trucks 10,000 pounds or less at the time of the trade-in or the dealer purchase. I want to repeat that because, obviously that's very important information for you there. So we are going to take those plates off the cars less than 6,000 pounds and light trucks less than 10,000 pounds. This form may be used for general issue or specialty license plates as well. General issue plates may only be transferred from a passenger car or a truck to a passenger car or truck. Remember that license plates must be in good condition with a readable plate number suitable for transfer. There is no fee to transfer license plates. You can download this form, and it's at texasdealers.com PDF /VTR-904-PDF. And you see that in your manual there. And remember, all these forms can be downloaded at the dealer website that you signed up on. That's texasdealers.com. And here you see Form VTR 904. When you're completing VTR 904, be sure you enter the purchaser's information, your dealer information. Don't forget to enter your P number, the vehicle information, and then select the vehicle type. Be sure to only select one of these 4 boxes. Never check more than one. Check only one. Enter the license plate number and the license plate name, then have the purchaser sign and print their name, then date it. Be sure to use this form every time you transfer a license plate from the purchaser's previous vehicle to the vehicle they are purchasing from you. And I always want to remind you, you can go to texasdealers.com website, scroll down to the bottom left, and click on Texas Dealer Forms to be sure you are using the required forms on every transaction. Foreign and imported vehicles. Importing a vehicle from another state. The following information must be included when purchasing a vehicle from another state. You're going to have proof of inspection. So that's your VIR, your vehicle inspection report. Is also required on Texas titles reflecting VIN certification waived when applying for a registration. Odometer disclosures, if required, unless the vehicle is exempt. An original out-of-state title or other valid ownership evidence. Proof of sales tax payment or current foreign military ownership document. You've got to have the completed Form 130-U. The applicant names on Form 130-U must match that are reflected on the government issued photograph identification, and that is required under state law. The following information must be included when purchasing a vehicle from another country. The vehicle must meet all federal and state importation requirements prior to titling or registering that vehicle in Texas. So you're going to need a form from the United States Customs and Border Protection Office documenting the vehicle has been legally imported through customs, and that is required. So, you could go to Google and search for CBP vehicle import forms to assist you. Properly import your vehicle. You must meet the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards established by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. You'll obtain a safety inspection. Your vehicle must pass the Texas Vehicle Safety Inspection if you're going to be obtaining a registration. You can have your vehicle inspected at any Texas certified safety inspection station. The inspection station will provide you with an original vehicle inspection report, that's your VIR, signed by the inspector. Obtain a VIN inspection. The vehicle must be inspected by a trained auto theft investigator who is a law enforcement officer in the state of Texas. The investigator must be an employee or assigned to either a municipal police auto theft unit or county sheriff's department auto theft unit, Texas Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigations Division, an auto burglary and theft prevention authority task force member, an authorized employee of the National Insurance Crime Bureau, that's the NICB. Upon completion of this VIN inspection, you will be provided with an original law enforcement identification number inspection, and that's on form VTR-68-A and signed by the investigator. You may need various forms when importing a vehicle from another country, so always check with customs. After your vehicle passes customs, federal and state inspections, take the following forms that we talked about there, along with the proof of insurance to your county tax office. So you'll need any documents establishing customs entrance clearance and compliance with, and also the federal safety standards. If the imported vehicle is under bond, an original bond release letter from the U.S. Department of Transportation would be needed. Don't forget your vehicle inspection report completed by a safety inspection station. The inspection report on the bottom of form VTR-68A that was completed by a law enforcement agency. And then you have to provide the vehicle's odometer reading unless it is exempt. You'll present this ownership document. And by the way, you must provide a certified English translation of any document printed in any other language other than English.